How do you feel?
Like $1 million bucks.
Oh my gosh, I love you.
That was Elle Lindquist, whose YouTube video of her live birth went viral and has over 30 million views.
Hi, I'm Tracy.
And I'm Jessica.
And we're the creators of She's on Top. I'm usually behind the camera.
And I'm in front doing the interviews.
If you haven't done so already, please subscribe. And also, please hit on the bell icon. That way you'll get notifications.
The courage and vulnerability it took for Elle to share that video is why she has earned the fierce loyalty of hundreds of thousands of highly engaged fans.
This is a woman who's redefining what it means to be a mummy blogger.
Good morning. If you're anything like me, a mom, an expecting mom, or a hopeful mom to be, and you've got too much on your to-do list and not enough hours in the day, we should talk. Well, really, I started vlogging probably 5-6 years ago. I had never worn makeup before. I didn't know how to put on foundation, so I had Googled like how to apply foundation, and a video came up on YouTube. I was like, oh, I thought YouTube was just like cat videos. I didn't, and I found this whole world of beauty gurus on YouTube. One of the things that I love about vlogging is the ability to time capsule your day. And so we've been able to catch, for both of our kids, their first steps, first time rolling over, saying their first words, all of the things that you think as a mom you're gonna remember down the road, but then you're like, when did they get their first tooth? When did they? My kids now love watching videos of their old birthday parties, or Forde loves watching the video of when Cohen was born and he met him for the first time. And then I also love the community. I love, parenting can feel like an island sometimes. And so I really like the idea of having this community that I've built online of other moms, other women who are like, oh, anyone else feel like a hot mess like me today? I think my original niche was for the mom who's pregnant or looking to get pregnant, has kids kind of age 6 and under, who's looking to learn and seek after, a joyful, peaceful life. And that's certainly still my niche audience. I think once I had kind of built a community around that, now it's branched out into, you don't have to be a mom, it's just for any woman who's looking to learn how to get empowered and live an empowered life. My first viral video was the unmedicated birth of my second son, Cohen. I think it has 27 or 28 million views now. I'll be grocery shopping and I'm like, she might have seen me give birth. It's better to just not think about. I joke that it's north of the equator and there's no, Tarantino angles. It's all very appropriate, but it's still childbirth. But I wanted to share that to normalize the idea that there are more women around the world giving birth without pain medication than there are women choosing to have epidurals. And I'm certainly by no means against epidurals, like whatever floats your boat. A lot of times people are nervous to niche themselves, especially online, because they think, well, if I'm only talking about, crocheting, then I'm losing out on the whole knitting community or whatever, right? But every market is an oversaturated market online. I come from a history of a lot of domestic violence and addiction and abuse, and so I have come to love the platform of digital media in being able to share that story and saying, this is where I came from, this is what I've overcome, and anybody can. There's nothing, I don't have any superpower. So if I can get over all of these things, anybody can. And I have found that to be extremely healing for myself, but also encouraging and inspiring to other people. So it's, win-win. The different parts of my business are diverse. I've got an online blog, so I've got a website that I do weekly blog posts and share recipes and that kind of thing online on my blog. I also sell merchandise through my blog. And a lot of times I get asked in videos like, well, where's your skirt from? Or like, where did you get that pillow? And so on my website, there's a shop tab and people can shop every room of my house and purchase as they like. Initially with my brand, I didn't have a long-term goal. And I think that started to reflect
in the success of my business, right? Because if I don't have a plan, why would another brand want to invest in me, right? And so as I've grown my brand, I've developed more long-term plans of what's next for my brand and how can I grow in the next way, or how can I create revenue in different ways, and how can I add more and better value to my audience. I post to YouTube Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I used to do 5 days a week, and that was too many days a week for myself. Again, that's understanding your target audience, right? If your target audience is teens and kids, they're used to being online and spending hours on YouTube a day, and so you're smart to post every day. If that's not your target audience is a mom, no mom has time for 20 minutes a day, right? So, and actually I found when I went down to 3 days a week, because my audience is more the 25 to 35 age group, my average view per video went up, because suddenly I'm not oversaturating my audience with content that they feel like they don't have time to consume all of it. I don't think there is any one secret to success. The main theme of what's helped me be successful, separating yourself from the crowd and staying true and authentic to who you are. I am very mindful of what my intention is for every video that I put out. Do I want them to be inspired? Do I want them to learn something? You definitely don't need a lot of followers to make this a full-time job. It's not all about numbers, and brands are starting to understand that. It's about engagement. And so initially when I would send my fee out to brands, they'd be like, whoa, you're asking the same amount that another influencer that we're thinking of using for this campaign has double the audience you have. So like, how do you substantiate that figure? And I would write back to the brand and say, how many comments do they get per post? How many comments do I get per post? And what type of comments? Is it like, so cute? Or is it them saying, where did you get those shoes? Like, what is the quality of comments that you're getting? And so for me, engagement and reach has always been huge on my channel because I'm intentional about it, right? So I might have half the subscribers that someone else has, but I might have double the engagement. Initially, when I started out with YouTube, the analogy I gave Dan is I was like, I feel like I am hand climbing up this roller coaster, carrying pounds of weight on me, clawing to get to like 4,000 subscribers. And the key is, if you have a story that needs to be heard, if you have a story to tell and you believe that there's an audience who wants to hear it, you can do it. And you don't need to have 1 million subscribers. I am making the same, if not more money as some of my friends who have 1 to 2 million subscribers, and I have 170,000 at this point. So you don't need to be massive to make a difference. And for me, what makes it worth it is the hundreds and thousands of messages I get on a daily basis of someone just sharing a small triumph. Hey, here's a picture of my 2-day-old baby. I did it without drugs because of your video. Or, hey, I just got out of a really abusive relationship because I finally learned my worth from watching your videos. When you get those messages and you build that community, it's so worth it. I had no idea what I was doing when I started this. I've built a very lucrative, successful, and fulfilling career out of learning as I go and just trusting myself that I have a story worth telling and I can figure it out.
Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do so now, because we'd love to have you as part of our community.
And also, please leave comments. We really do love your feedback.
And make sure to check out Elle's channel. There's a link below.
See you next time.